He's super ill. He's a team captain. I've seen that. For instance, Septic back at EU Finals, the man couldn't even talk, and it really affected team vibe. But it doesn't seem to happen with him. He went top Slayer on the final 2 kills.
I was just going to say, like, I'm not laughing at the fact that he's ill. I'm thinking about this old Joe Rogan special on Netflix, and he's talking about, I can beat him when I got the flu.
Yeah, well, anything's possible. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Rock and roll strongholds on Empire to kick us off game number 1. Sticking with Pistola straight off the respawn. He's going to make his way over to security. Grenade goes down. Look at those hit markers. He's got one. Finds the player hiding behind there. Frosty's going to take a bullet to the face and a grenade also. He's going to drop. Now Pistola. Look at this. Both players already, Dave, just pushing straight across the map and trying to get into OpTic spawn.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it seems like EnVy did their work on the inside of the map, but outside that, OS got picked up. Frosty and Royal 2 picking up a couple kills, but that is all 4 members of OpTic down. Let's jump on with Snipe down, the man who said, Casters, you ready to be here for a while? He wants to bring this to a continuation. I think the whole crowd wants that as well.
Yeah, he wants to bring the fire, bring the heat. Let's see what happens. EnVyUs take the first plot of this match. Looking to see if anyone wants to dive outside blue. OpTic answer back. One player goes flying above his head. Miquin will finish that one off. That's going to be Frosty who goes down. Snakebite answers back. Spartan charge, but get out of my face, Sunshine. Bashes lethal to the floor. One player comes in, cleans up Snipe down. He will drop. And now the battle for Pit continues. The Pit, Dave, talk to me about the Pit. How vital and what can it do to a game type like Empire Strongholds?
Empire Strongholds, it not only just gives you majority control in most cases, because it's pretty easy. If you want to get control of blue or red, you just send numbers over there. If you send 3 players over, it's really tough to have other cover fire coming in from angular spots of the map, because you have all those angles isolated from the cover inside the base. However, Pit, you can attack from so many different spots. So it's one of those situations where you generally control Pit, and you can basically rotate faster than the other team. So it gives you center of the map control, and anytime they want to retake that Pit, they have to put themselves in the most vulnerable position on the map. You can grenade it from anywhere and shoot it from anywhere.
It's still at the moment just giving some support out here on fan side. Sees the radar blip appear, goes 1-on-1, toe-to-toe with Snakebite. Snakebite goes down. That's going to be Hook with the support from behind in blue bend. We're looking now to see how many OpTic members are in here. There's actually none, as Hook also gets the 3rd kill in a row. Takes out Frosty with that plasma. Dirty grenade comes in, blows Pistola's shield right off of his back. One player will trade on his left-hand side, sees the radar. Will crouch down for a second, get his shield back. In comes another player. That's going to be Snakebite up on fans. Goes toe-to-toe.
Wow.
Ooh, Pistola wins the battle, though, because of his teammate giving him support. But while all that's going down, Dave, OpTic, Royal 2, second time round, grabbing the OS.
Just on top of those power-ups, even without Royal 1, looks like Coach Wes Price is doing a great job communicating those times, and it looks like Royal 2 and Squad opt to go for the opposite base. We talked about how dangerous it is going Pit, and look at this, Royal 2 getting caught off guard. Melee's coming left or right. Mr. Miquin just dominating last series and showing he has no fear against this OpTic squad.
Yeah, no fear whatsoever. Killing spree and the camo on his back as well. We've got an OpTic gaming listening ready to go in the background. Once Miquin dies, we will dive on board with them. Hear how the green wall is communicating, because right now Team EnVyUs, they're applying the pressure, Dave. They've got the 3-block control, 47-5. You know what? Here we have it on board with Lethal. Let's jump on into the OpTic gaming communication and have a listen how things are going down over there.
One's outside.
Yeah, outside nading.
One was in tower.
Top mid, blue fan. Blue fan, top mid. There's 2 there. Nice shot.
No, blue fan. Yo, they're pushing blue.
Yeah, one's one up front.
Outside blue right now, outside blue. Two dice.
There's 2 pushing blue, Brad. 2 pushing blue.
They're gonna be pushing.
I'm gonna defend those, Brad.
I'll come back to blue. Nice. Can we help it?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I got.
Just stop blue.
I'm not.
I'll send blue alley.
He's blue alley.
One's blue, one's blue.
Two
Two alley. Going stairs. Two alley.
Oh,
he's dead.
Another one alley.
Another
Another alley.
Security, Ola.
He's blue plat. Nice.
Nice shot.
There's one blue plat.
Top red, gonna be coming from my guy. Wait. Front red.
His cameras are going to be around 44.
Alright, focus on him.
We can fit.
OS is 39.
We're getting blue.
They're getting blue. There's a guy
Someone
in
help.
blue.
TJ, help me blue.
There's gonna be two in it. It's gonna be two. Blue sneaky.
They go one hit. They go one hit. One hit.
One shot outside
hit.
blue. One shot outside blue. 39 OS.
Individual battles, Dave, but I've got to say OpTic Gaming, they're still not converting this into any kind of time whatsoever on the board. I really feel like they're kind of locked back into the space, and OpTic are kind of just forcing them into a corner.
Yeah, just doing a really good job from EnVy. Anytime they get those plays, they instantly go in for that trip cap, keep on more pressure, and even times where you see a player like Frosty, where he got that double kill. It didn't really translate to much. It was almost like making up for all those teammate deaths he had earlier.
Good God, at the moment, his team EnVy is completely slaughtering OpTic Gaming. 41 kills to OpTic's 23. EnVy at the moment, well and truly in the driving seat. 83 points are going to keep ticking this one up. We do know how damn good OpTic Gaming is at being able to flip a game on its head. We'll see how this one pans out for him right now. Please don't injure him. Oh, almost gets the Duke. Royal 2 will get sat down, though. We will see Snakebite at least come in and wipe him out. 1, 2, 3 members of OpTic. They're all dead, Dave. And once again, they have got some block control in a little bit of time, but it looks like Pistola, the wizard himself, he'll just survive and manage to take down Pit. Duke the player! Oh my God, he literally jumped up in the air. The player just ran below him, gives him the cheeky ninja. Down he goes. Pistola, the wizard, secures the triple cap. And EnVyUs, Dave, they're running away with this one, boy.
This one is over for sure. That is a situation with that new enhanced radar. We're going to see Pistola be able to pull off plays like that, and that is how you want to start a series if you're trying to send a message to OpTic. But notice how EnVy, they aren't getting too overly excited. They realize if they want to somehow take this tournament, the road has just begun. They still have 7 more games to go because they have to win this first best of 7 and reset the bracket and win a second best of 7. That's no easy feat against any team, especially OpTic.
Nope, but when you've got Pistola doing fancy footwork like he is, you mentioned the radar, Dave, been able to just walk around that corner, jump up on a pillar on the platform, and then come down with the back whack. Let's take a look at the stats right now. Ooh, Mr. Frosty not having the best of games. 5 and 16, 17 and 9 coming out of Huke. 15 and 8 from Mick, Pistola 10 and 9, 13 and 6, keeping the deaths low and the assists high for Mr. Eric Rona. 10.3 KDE, 2.1k damage on the opposing force of OpTic Gaming. It's only Lethal that gets above that 2k threshold.
Yeah, just it's not too surprising, though, based on how we saw that game going. It just felt like the entire time, EnVy just had numbers, and they kept rolling with it. They would get 1 kill on an OpTic member, and then they would just push over, get that 4-on-3 advantage, get it to a 4-on-2 or a 3-on-2, and it just felt like that the entire game. I can't think of many situations outside the very beginning of the game where you had all 4 members of OpTic alive and getting a kill and ever having the numbers advantage.
Stronghold captures as well, just to bring you up to speed. 5 coming out of Snipe Down, really doing the objective work. Snakebite really trying to pull the stocks out, but unfortunately not good enough as they will fall in game number 1. Stronghold secured as well. 4 coming out of the young man Hook, and we saw him with 2 triple kills and a killing spree. Plenty of kills in the bag, so doing some damage to OG. Moving on in to the Rig Team Slayer will be your game number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, welcome along to HCS Daytona Grand Finals. I'm hearing the audience getting loud and proud outside as well. Make some noise, guys. Come on. Let everyone at home know you are here. Pretty good to see the audience in attendance. K-Maddie, my boy. 440, you can see him as well. Hands up in the air. OpTic Gaming, though, Dave. Not the best of stats. Not the best of stats.
I mean, you can never count out OpTic, though. They're allowed to have a bad game here and there. EnVy clearly played very well, stepped it up. There's a long, long series ahead of us. I mean, there's nothing. It's not out of the question that OpTic could just turn this around game number 2. Rig Team Slayer, they are such a strong team at when they can get the ball rolling, when they get a few kills and have the advantage. They know how to get those spawn traps over at Elbow, Carbine, or spawn killing over in Bunker.
Let's talk about Rig TS then. We're looking at game number 2. Let's look onwards, Dave. How do you feel about EnVyUs going into this one? Obviously, they're going to be super confident now. I mean, that was a good win. That was a bit of a beat in there. Again, just to touch on the kills, it was 55 in total to OpTic's 32. So, you know, very substantial win.
Yeah, it was a massive win. However, it was also a game type where you can never really slow it down fully. When you're thinking about something like Strongholds, every second you aren't making some sort of move is a point against you that you have to make up later. So OpTic also felt that pressure the entire time. It's also such a small map. Whereas Rig, yeah, you can start to get those spawn kills. You can start to force that pressure. But there are also plenty of times on this map where they can slow it down. If OpTic gets down by 5 or 6 kills, they can just start to hide around corners, slow it down, and try to allow EnVy to make some mistakes and get their foothold back in the game. So I expect OpTic in certain points to slow it down if they start getting a bunch of kills against them. However, if you see them get 2 or 3 members of EnVy down, expect OpTic to pick up the speed of the game and put the pressure on EnVy for once.
And that's kind of what's scary, is that OpTic, they can do that. No matter what it is, whether they need to speed it up, slow it down. Unfortunately, things didn't go their way. However, ladies and gentlemen, tweet the stream, use the hashtag HCS. Let everybody know what's going down now. 2 incredible teams, your world's best, your world's finest, going at it head-to-head. Team EnVyUs taking game number 1. This is the Rig Team Slayer. Straight away, off the bat, we're going to kick it off with a team listening with Team EnVyUs.
I'm gonna get camo. I can't do anything. He's one shot, just off basement. I couldn't get basement. Alright, couldn't get camo. One shot, I got one. I got camo at 40. I got camo at 40. Alright, I'm gonna. He's still here. He's going top rail. Bottom rail, bottom rail, one shot.
I got the sniper and I'm going to bring it back.
There's a guy in sniper, Eric.
I can't see him.
I have shot.
I got picked. Sniper's at car, guys.
He has scatter on me. They're going for me. There were 2 on me. One shot bottom row. I'm gonna die with camo. Absolute bottom row with scatter. And top row. I got one. Good trade. They're going barrels. There wasn't a back cat, I think.
The sniper's here. I'm leaving
He's top
the
rail.
sniper.
Alright, there's good top rail.
Connector weak, lethal.
Yeah, they're gonna be pushing the walls.
Snipe ball right now.
I'm open field.
When obviously throwing the sniper off there, Dave, certainly something that we've been doing for many years in Halo. You might as well get it off the map if you're going to die rather than transition it into the enemy's hands. Looking across the board then. Kills definitely going the way of OpTic Gamer. You can see on the scoreline 9-6, 10:46 remaining on the clock. Huke checking down White, making sure no one's kind of creeping around. Finds Frosty, taps him with the perfect just before he gets away with his life. They're going to box in this one player out on back rail. He's got some support coming down from the long haul. Also, he's also got help from Snipe down outside on outskirts. I like the play though. Just check down bottom mid. Now he knows that Snakebite's there. You can see the communication were coming in. Just trying to feel out where that final player was.
I like that pressure too. Even though there's a couple nades flying in, Hook tried to see if he could dodge those. He knew he had a shot up on that player, and he realized his team had the numbers advantage. So he's always trying to press that. Anytime you get a kill, close in, collapse. Clearly take safe routes. You just don't want to just charge in around the corner and give up a free death. But at the same time, press that advantage. You have a 5 or 6 second advantage where you can keep those numbers on the opposing team. Even if you take a couple shots, your teammate should be there to back you up.
Royal 2 with a double down in the kill feed. Finally will be taken out by Pistola and that perfect kill on the DMR. He does tie things up. However, they answer back, and now it's 15-13. 2-kill advantage here for Team EnVyUs. Nice one tap coming out there of Snipe down. Easy kill.
So much damage right there. Great play by Snipe down that outside ledge, and especially having the patience to not just charge around that corner and get that player killed at railgun. He realized that he could poke out at any time to finish that one shot. Instead, he focused on bunker, got a bit more damage done, and that turned into 3 kills directly because of Snipe down.
Snipe down is doing damage. Finally, they will end his life. But I tell you what, he has caused OpTic all kinds of problems. Grenades are going down. He's getting tagged up from back rail, though. Hook needs to be careful. There's a guy over here on tower 2 grenade, and if we're looking for some support from that player, he's got 1 to his left and 1 to his right. But you know what, Dave? Here we go. Here comes the push. He's got the sky shot. He's not needed. Pistola comes in with a cracking grenade. Here comes the boost, though. Giving the beatdown. Doesn't quite work out. Unfortunately, that player's still alive, though, I believe. Didn't entirely see him go away. Nope, he's actually dead. My mistake there. It was Frosty. Got taken out by Pistola. Miquin moving up on the platform, and now he sees him coming straight off the spawn by those barrels. And he's in a fantastic position, really, to push the advantage. But the problem is, look at this.
Yeah.
Dadbite has a sniper.
Yeah, they did a really good job of getting those slaves during that stalemate situation, but it felt like OpTic Gaming were able to get away with that sniper nearly for free. It didn't really see as much pressure near Whitehall, or obviously OpTic must have gotten that 1 kill or 2 in order to just grab that uncontested. But great job by OpTic to secure these power weapons.
Yep, one player appears on the radar, and you know what? He just decides to run away. Miquin comes in with a double. Snakebite thinks, screw this, I'm out of here, boys. because if he dies, he's going to give away a lot of power weapons. Looks to try and bank that off the wall, which he does. He'll also get some hit markers on there. He'll swap out one gun, so one of his teammates will be able to pick up that scatter. Scopes in hand, takes out one, tries to find the second. His teammates there is to clean up. A third one jumps in. At the moment, it kind of feels like EnVyUs may be feeding him a little bit too much. But they've got to, they've got to get this sniper off him. They can't let OpTic set up in any way, shape, or form because they have an 8-kill lead.
Yeah, you make an interesting point. It's odd because it feels like they might be giving up more deaths trying to chase after the sniper than the sniper might even get in a setup position. So that is quite odd. But I still disagree with EnVyUs' decision there. Anytime you know where that sniper's at, you got to put the pressure on before that player is set up. Of course, they need to just take a bit safer route going towards it. Look more for the reinforcements at first. I think they just kind of lost track of time because they had 2 kills. You saw Snakebite rotate over to his teammate on the inside, and they still treated it as if it was a 2-on-4, even though 7 to 10 seconds had elapsed. At that point, you need to either turn around and kill the reinforcements or just slow it down.
Still 5-kill lead here for Team EnVyUs, kill for kill. Nice little buffer at least. Scopes out the camo guy, Pistola there, who you can see has been renamed to the Wizard. Let's see if the Wizard can make some magic. He's not going to make some magic while he is dead, getting a bullet to the brain. His body hits the floor. Royal 2 will take the sniper rifle. He's going to rotate back just a little bit, get out of danger and find some ground. Still 27 to 31, Team EnVyUs leading the charge. And really, kind of what you said, Dave. They do want to get this sniper back also. They just don't have to feed him some free kills. There's no point.
They don't need to give him free kills. But clearly during that stalemate time, even though Lethal had camo and OpTic still had snipe, they were able to close that gap. It was a 7 or 8 kill gap, and now it's just down to 4. This could see it extend quite a bit, though, as we notice how Royal 2 picked off snipe down. Lethal taking down Mikwin. Still a 4-kill game, but that was a bit of a free kill from Ola. Sometimes that sneaky play pays off and you get a few of the kills over at bunker side, and sometimes you just give up a free death.
This is going to be an interesting one. We got a scatter shot downstairs right below him. He knows exactly where this one player is. 2 of them will jump over. The cheeky little headshot there. Nope, doesn't actually find its target whatsoever. Scatter shot comes in. There he is. They finally found him, but unfortunately it was too late. Hook Skywalker, 2 kills in a row. That's a double. He's also got a sniper rifle, 3 bullets in the chamber. Let's see what else he can do with this.
They just started running away. Look at this scoreboard right now.
The thing what I'm looking at, Dave, is fair enough. He's got that sniper, which is now falling in the hands of Snipe Down. Mikwin's got one too.
They got all the goodies right there. Snipe Down eventually getting taken down. Looks like Mikwin opting to bring this one inside, feeling like OpTic has too much of a presence outside and in the basement. Don't disagree with this play at all. They could easily hold on to this lead. I mean, camo should be up. Oh, that's still a couple minutes away. So I think we saw Pistola does have the camo. So no worries about that flanking. In fact, you want that in the hands of the Wizard. Even when he misses the melee, he's still able to finish that kill up.
Jumps upon the Batman ledge. He's going to manage to stay alive now. Opts to go downstairs. Love the play. Stays on the map. He's going to be hiding down in sewers. You can see where the grenades are coming from, so he does have some information. He's read it well. He sees the player up on the seawall moving out of bunker. And look, there's no need to shoot. Why bother shooting if you're not going to get the kill? The patience that he's doing right now is fantastic.
Yeah, but the route he took here, he already went that far around. I feel like might as well just continue to go all the way towards bunker. So that's something I slightly disagree with in that case, but even the Wizard at some point can make some mistakes. He must have been threatened. He felt that if the opposing squad, if OpTic started pressing out towards elbow side, he may have taken too long of a flank route. So it's sometimes trying to find that fine line, because if you leave your teammates hanging for too long, it was a bad flank. But look at the scoreboard. At one point, we saw Envy up by about 7. I think it was like, what, 39 to 32? Yep. And that gap has closed again. So as soon as we start to see a team start to walk away with this, another squad battles right back.
Possible choke incoming. Here we go. 41 to 43. Now we're seeing Snakebite take control of back rail. Scar shot in hand. Anybody comes around the corner, they are going to get a face full of lead. One player, no shield, needs to find this kill. Can he make it happen? Ook, God knows how, gets away with his life. Frosty picks one up also. Bang, down he goes, tries to tag up a second one off the wall. Big blip on the radar, knows where he is. Double kill comes in. Dave, we are all tied up.
That is absolutely huge, but the Wizard has his redemption chance right now with 2 bullets of the sniper rifle. Definitely enough to possibly set up for this camo. Camo should still be up, I believe. And it's almost kind of a death wish if you just go straight forward without any kills. So it seemed like Hook opted just to get that burn rather than going for a safer route for it, which is surprising to me because you have the sniper in the hands of Pistola. You could bait that out for a free kill possibly, but maybe they didn't want to have to focus on two different things at the same time, looking at the new sniper and the camo.
Which is kind of what he's doing now, using that sniper rifle for a little bit of bait. One player's down below him, looks to thrust in here. Ooh, it's going to be the scatter shot, guys, so he needs to call this one out. He's looking for support from his teammates. Unfortunately, Hook didn't turn around and react in time, but it doesn't matter. Team EnVyUs, they're going to take game number 2, 50-48, while all that's going down. And I tell you what I like to see right now. This is communication, the teamwork that we can see, even Mikwin discussing things, how they need to still play better, even though they've won the round, Dave. It's not all smiles and cheers because there's still a hell of a lot of work to do.
Yeah, they realize they have a long road ahead of them still. It's you know, you can still get excited about a win here and there, but you don't want to expend all of your energy. You need to realize you're in for the long haul, and that's exactly what Mikwin's doing, saying, hey, you know what? We won that one. We made a couple mistakes here and here. Let's stop making these recurring mistakes. Let's make sure we tighten up when we have a lead, when we have a 7 to 9 kill lead. Hold on to that. You just can't give up 4 or 5 free kills.
Taking a look at some of the kills then. Royal 2. Somebody stop that man. 19 and 10. That's absolutely fantastic. Across the board, 15 assists coming out of team captain. Sniped down, 11 and 14. Unfortunately negative for him, but when you've got 15 assists, who gives a damn? Mikwin topping the board, 16 and 13. Take a look at some of the damage done and the KDAs. Everyone going pretty decent on the side of Team EnVyUs. Unfortunately for Dadby, minus 5.0 KDA. Almost everybody above 2k damage. Pretty good numbers coming out of Team Envy.
And that's a huge win for them. You got to keep in mind that every single time we've watched a lot of these series between Envy and OpTic, there are so many close games, and when you're able to win those games that are won by a flag or just a few points on strongholds or just a kill or two on Slayer, those are the difference makers in the series when you have teams that are this closely matched, or especially when you're going against OpTic and you need every little thing you can in your favor.
So, Dave, Truth CTF. Truth obviously been a map that many people will recognize. It's been around for so many years, and it's just gone from name to name to name. Couple of different changes here. We no longer have a sword in play. We no longer have any automatics in play. We no longer have any rifles in play. The one thing we do have is that tac mag down bottom mid, and that tac mag, you know, it's kind of risk-reward because it's out in no man's land and easy to get grenaded. But I tell you what, when you pick it up, by God, it does some damage.
Yeah, those players know how to zoom that across the map and just lay down fire. That's the difference maker in a lot of those fights, too, is when you are at level 2 your base or car 3 or pink, just getting that shot or two in another opponent, it forces them to back down. They either have to stay hidden for 5 or 6 seconds, or if they get an engagement with one of your teammate's up a shot. They should win that fight when you're at the skill level.
It's pretty cool watching a player like Royal 2 pick it up, because he does pick it up in this map, and you will see it a lot more, because obviously there's 2 in play, but you'll generally see it a lot more in Fathom come into play. But when he does pick it up, he just hangs back. He'll use his normal Magnum to go one-on-one with people and challenge people hard, but when he's just sitting back with it, he's just constantly hard sculpting, just peppering people across them. I mean, you remember from Halo 2 the amount of times you would just pre-fire. You will just fire into a base and just hope that somebody runs into the line of sight and gets tagged up, helping your teammates down. It really feels like it's a big support weapon.
Yeah, and that's interesting, too. You mentioned how maybe Royal 2 will switch between the Magnums and be cognizant of how much ammo he has, so he's not just wasting tac mag ammo in like a close to mid-range fight, because in some cases, too, in like those mid-range fights, he's fought those fights so many times over his career of Halo 5, and it might even throw him off in like those mid-range fights when he is getting a zoom and just having that little extra zoom in those close-range fights.
So here we are then, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, welcome along to HCS Daytona, your #1 and #2 team in the world right now, going at it head-to-head. Team EnVyUs, they are leading the charge. Capture the flag on Truth will be your 3rd map of this best of 7. Can Envy really box Team OpTic Gaming into a corner and take this 3rd map to really apply the pressure and potentially force a second Game 7? We're about to find out on the POV of Snakebite. Game 3, Dave. It's locked, it's loaded, and we are live.
Yeah, we are going to jump on with Snakebite like you said, because last game he had subpar stats, but I'm always a big proponent of stats not telling the full story, so we're going to see if he actually is missing shots to have a bad game, or maybe just on the receiving end of some unfortunate situation. Snakebite just getting surrounded by Hook and Mikwin, able to take one down with them, but we will jump on with his teammate Lethal, who's going to try to push out towards Pink, but he receives a grenade right in the face, but no worries since Frosty's got his back.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplayed one as well as he hits the roof, does drop down. I think he was trying to get onto P3.
Oh, absolutely was.
One person comes around the corner, but he gets killed by Royal. 2 goes toe-to-toe with Hook. Hook at least takes him down. More shots are going to come across the map. That's going to be from Mikwin, who takes out Snakebite. Also looking to push up and try and get some ground in the P area, potentially. P2, Pistola takes out Frosty. Well, now we're going to have a look at Snipe down top, middle control. Instead of going inside the base on the top, he's opted to go below, Dave.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was just a missed jump or he must have dropped down to help his teammate at bottom red. Either way, pays off as Royal 2 and Lethal both fall, and Snipe Down decides to take this a little slow. That's 3 down now. I would still expect Snipe Down to run and sprint and grab this.
However, he does know where they are. They're all across that car side. It's going to be Lethal. Goes toe-to-toe. Can he take him out? He doesn't even have to. Mikwin's there with the support. The flag is going to continue him running across this map. We could potentially have one on the board already. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hook is going to bag the first one of this game in just over a minute. What a fantastic stat here for Team EnVyUs. Snakebite, though, grabbing a double kill in the kill feed. As soon as he does that, Dave, he's shut down.
Yeah, huge kills also, I want to say, by Snipe Down there. I clearly made the wrong decision there when I said that he should be running that flag, because you saw how he worked with his teammates perfectly. He had someone near Pink 1 who was happy to run it, and that ended up resulting in Snipe Down flanking 2 players from behind, getting a double kill. They had assumed every single player was flanked out of their base, but Snipe Down was so sneaky in that front pillar of the base. It's a spot you don't generally check. You'll generally check like your attic, you'll check Pink side your base, but you're not checking that front pillar, and that's exactly where Snipe Down is hiding.
Mikwin out in no man's land, looks up, but unfortunately gets taken down from behind. It's going to be Royal 2. Pistola will now see him moving through P2. We're going to see Hook call up for some support. Look for that metal to poke up. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Snakebite comes from downstairs. Takes him out. Nade shot metal comes in as well. Gives him a bomb, then gives him a bullet. Wipes out Snakebite, looking for this second player to poke outside the window. And there he is. But now you can see on the radar, I believe that player may be up on P3, so he's got to be careful. One jumps out of attic also will challenge him, force him to push back. But great use of this camo so far. He's not died, David. He's putting some damn good shots on all these OpTic players.
Pistola's probably spent so much time on Pink 3 over the entirety of Halo 3. Just great job by him rotating out. It's just those kind of basic maneuvers that players are so used to. Laying down shots out from the side, going to the front of Pink, laying down shots in the front of the base, and jumping towards Pink 3 if you aren't met with any resistance. So great rotations by Ola, just doing a good job basically the entire time, having angles on the opponents and laying down shots.
Didn't get that kill, a little bit unlucky, but it at least allowed his teammates to come off the respawn. We're going to see Lethal push the aggression, dives up inside into the attic, pushes back for just a second, gets a little bit overzealous, steps out just a second too early. He will die as his shields were not full. Team takedown, metal comes out for Snakebite as he tries to get up into the base, but he gets baited. Frosty takes out one as Hugh falls for it, chases Snakebite, now moves up into the base, takes down a second one as well. You can see on the radar, he does have a teammate for support. Both players can push the advantage, but unfortunately, we're going to see Hook and the team members of EnVyUs spawning inside that base.
Yeah, Royal 2 Snakebite combo was trying to push over on car side, and I think that player must have spawned on back flag. I don't think Snakebite was quite ready for that. He just assumed they were already on Pink side or spawned under the base, so that was a great play by whoever was in the back of the base to try to take down Snakebite. That or is an unfortunate spawn against Snakebite. 37
kills here for Team EnVyUs, 32 for OpTic Gaming, so definitely an advantage getting outslayed, but now it's moved up to 34, so only a 4-kill differential here. But it's all about the objective, and it's all about those flags. 7:30 remaining on the clock. Team EnVyUs currently 1-0 and well and truly in the driving seat. Mikwin's going to spin around on a pinhead, tries to tag up one player. He does with the new combo, throws a grenade into attic. Unfortunately, doesn't have his gun ready, but he does at least get the assist, as you can see there on your screen.
He did so much damage there. He drew through 3 players back from OpTic. He had drawn even players down to the bottom of their base. That's what's even more impressive about it, is not only did he get a kill, not only did he bring a couple players no shield, they had to go to the bottom of their base to hunt him down. That created opportunities for Envy to get on top, to get in power positions, so that they don't lose map control.
The last 6 or 7 kills, though, finally McQueen does give one to the hands of Team EnVyUs, but OpTic are really starting to heat up, and we're seeing the Slayers go in their favor. Hook's trying to stay alive here over on Carbine, moving his way past the bubble, checking bottom mid. No one's touching the tac mag. And now looking inside the base, but the grenade comes in from Lethal. Ready well, knew there were a player pushing across here, and he sees that's 1, that's 2 now members of OpTic. Tags up 1, flag's going to be on the move. But you know what, Pistola's there to at least help out. Royal 2, I believe, potentially may have camo.
And look at this. This seems like a bit of a differing strategy. Right here, we're finally seeing a couple mistakes from Envy. There was a situation where Hook, he was over towards car side. He could have also pushed car side of red base. Whereas Snipedown pushed car side red base. They both went 2 opposite ways, where Snipedown and Hook could have pushed together, done the exact same strategy.
But OpTic Gaming, they took full advantage, Dave, and they also managed to score one, so we're now all drawn up 1 apiece. That pressure relieved for a little bit.
Look at the wizard.
Yeah.
The frickin' wizard.
He's just so passive. There's no point in giving your position away. You know, he's been playing with no radar for many, many years, and now he's back. We look to him as one of these legendary players that can really utilize it and make amends with these new settings. Looking around the corner, no one's there. No one's hiding up in bubble. They are, however, they're spawning in the back of that base, Dave. But look at the slaughter of McQueen. I believe that even with 3 in a row, potentially a triple. Hook there as well. The last 4 kills, they've all come from Team EnVyUs. Make that 5. We're just racking them up left, right, and center here. McQueen's on a tear.
One thing I liked about Pistola right there is look at, he was top car, and he instantly went down to open up those spawns at OpTic's bubble. He wanted to leave those spawn points open. That way they will spawn in bubble as far away as possible from his teammate who's running the flag towards pink 1. Great heads-up play by Pistola.
They've got to get inside this base, though. Make sure no one's coming in from the opposing side. 2-1. Flag goes in. EnVyUs, they're in the lead once again. Camo's up. 2 players will fall. Cluster luck will come in. Frosty grabs both of them with a nade. A little bit of a miscommunication or misplay there as both players decided to go for the same camo. Didn't quite work out in their favor. Camo's going to be burnt. Royal 2 picks up another one. So does Snakebite as well. And now they're going to try and pull the flag, but Snipedown, he's there. He's there at least to stop this one. Does get taken out himself, but that player's going to be weak. Look for a player to try and take out Snakebite, trying to stay alive. He's going to put a grenade down on the floor. He's got some support, but unfortunately he will fall down.
Yeah, Snakebite eventually fell, but he did a really good job distracting. That was eventually Lethal who took out McQueen. And perfect shot from Royal 2. We're going to see Royal 2 and Lethal pushing up in the space, trying to secure a couple kills before they move this flag out pink. Looks like they got kills on Snipedown, a kill on McQueen. They're spawning the players from Envy in the bubble. Expect this flag to go out window or to make it towards pink side.
This is the first time in this game that we've seen OpTic Gaming in the lead when it comes to kills. We were all drawn up at 60 apiece. Now it's 62 to 60 in favor of OG. Looking downstairs, the players, they're trying to make their way out the bottom of the base. 1, 2, 3 members of OpTic. They're going to run this flag in. Royal 2 knows he's got to get back to this base and try and defend that flag. It's going to get thrown out the window. He will nade his attic. See if anybody's there. See if anyone's in the corner. Yes, he is. He gets the blue screen of death. Gets stuck in the face. That's going to be Pistola, unfortunately. But they're all dead. They're all dead, Dave. Every single member of OpTic's down. They're going to throw this one up. Snipedown tries to make it up top. The flag's there. They need simply someone to pick that up, stick it in the back of the net, and that's going to be 3-1. But it's still not been done. Can we see Pistola grab this? No, we cannot. There's another player there. He's dead also. But there you have it. Snipedown picks it up. Team EnVyUs, 3-1 and 3-0 in the series. Who saw this one coming?
Here's the thing. Anytime we've seen OpTic fall in games, they've had to work so hard to do it. And yes, Envy are working hard for it, but there's certain times where they've just had control for extended periods of time, 60 seconds, 90 seconds of the game, where OpTic has no answer. Other impressive stat from this game was OpTic Gaming actually slightly outslayed EnVyUs. 68 slays to 65.
Absolutely incredible. We'll take a look at the stats in just a second and show you guys at home. Oh, there they are, 20-7. Well, how many times do you get said? That's have I ever seen that before? 17. In fact, there's 5-17 deaths on there. That's insane. 20-17, 19, 16, and 10. Bit of a big bad negative there coming out of Pistola, but honestly, with 15 assists and a win, you Can't really call him out on it. Across the other side, Frosty doing Frosty things, 20 and 18. Take a look at the damage done. Expect this to be higher with it being a much longer game. 2 members of EnVyUs, both above 3K, especially Hook with that 3.4 down below. 3 members do just make it above 3K. 1 player doesn't, and that's going to be Royal 2. Taking a look at some of the medals, we saw triple kill coming out of Frosty. But no, pretty solid work there coming out of EnVyUs.
Yeah, one other thing, too, is anytime I've seen OpTic taking down a series, which, I mean, we can only recall in a few different situations, it's generally like, you know, in a best of 5, it's game 5, or a best of 7, they get taken down in game 7. I don't know if I've ever seen OpTic down 3-0 in a series.
That's absolutely madness. Now, to put this into perspective, okay, they're not out of the woods yet. They do need to they need to get this bracket reset, and they need to force OpTic into a fresh best of 7. However, at the current stage, OpTic now, to win this championship in 1 clean sweep, they have to reverse EnVyUs.
Yep.
They have to do a full reversal. Eden, Strongholds. Can it be that game type? Can it be the game type where they start the ball rolling and win this championship? Or are we going to see EnVyUs busting out a second 7?
And here's the thing, too, is Fathom CTF, when we saw that played in the first series between EnVyUs and OpTic, it was a pretty one-sided affair. OpTic ended up winning that game. They were pretty much up 2-0 the entire game, and we saw 1 flag cap from Envy in about the last 15 seconds. So I still consider that about 2-0 game when we're talking about CTF Fathom. That could be one of the turning points. I mean, if they can just string together 2 wins right here, bring it to game 6, I have no doubt in my mind that they could take it all the way to game 7. But with that being said, we've seen 3 games in a row, EnVyUs just stepping it up and taking it straight to OpTic Gaming. I don't know if I could see that changing right here. Clearly, if we go to a reset, I could see OpTic having some new life, feeling like they're back on their feet, back on even ground. But in this first best of 7, I mean, even if you're ever predicting an EnVyUs win, you don't predict a 4-0. Didn't Harry predict that, though?
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
He did?
That's wild. It's also quite scary because he knows nothing. He knows absolutely nothing. So I'm actually quite concerned, to be honest with you. But the one thing that I have to look at, Dave, is when we look back to yesterday, Team EnVyUs were getting slapped around by Oxygen Supremacy. I think they lost the game at something like 50 to 20.
They were down 2-0 in the series, yeah.
It was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's a different EnVyUs that have turned up today. I do have to once again say, you know, I feel a little bit sorry for OpTic Gaming. Their team captain and one of their strongest, and for me, still the best player in the world, Snakebite, he is really ill. He is, like, ill as hell. So I feel sorry for this guy. And, you know, I have to give him a lot of credit for playing on and playing through this one. We're actually going to kick it off with that man's POV. If you are just joining us, OpTic Gaming, they've got to win this one if they want to start the ball rolling on this reverse sweep. Team EnVyUs are looking to clean this one out 4-0 and force a second best of 7. Moving through all the POVs of OpTic Gaming. Frosty staying alive, eyes on the prize. Rocket launcher at the back, but he's getting heavily tagged up. Down he goes, and that's going to be both OS and Rockets potentially going in control of Team EnVyUs.
Yes, we see OS in the hands of Hook, but he has not dropped to grab those rockets, or drop. I mean, he hasn't gone outside to grab them. Gets double teamed and tagged up by Royal 2. These rockets should be going back in the hands of OpTic. I did not see where they ended up landing. Maybe I switched POVs a little too fast.
So, Dave, we do have a Team EnVyUs listening, ready to rock and roll for the viewers' ears back at home. Let's take a look at an EnVyUs member's POV. It's going to be Snipe Down, team captain. Ladies and gentlemen, let's dive on into the communication with Team Envy.
He's in turbo, absolute. In turbo, absolute.
Yeah,
Blue stairs.
I
don't know where Jordan went. Let's go blue. Let's go blue. Blue fight.
Blue alley on me.
Oh,
Gotta be
I'm
alright.
pushing
Help. One shot, blue cage.
Blue fight weak. How much shot you blue?
Shit. Oh, you killed me.
Yo, blue stairs.
One shot blue. We got it.
Oh my god, he's absolute. 2 of them.
Try to stay alive.
I'm here with you, Austin. Yeah. Yeah, I spawned red. Just get picked.
Outside red, one shot. Top cat, blue.
Outside blue was one shot. You want to camo? You want to camo?
Outside blue, another one here. Blue sticky on me. Dead.
Yo, in pit. In pit weak. Going to curve. Blue sticky, one shot.
Blue stairs after that. He's on you.
Yeah, he's in pit. I can kill him.
This guy top cat that we never killed.
I got him.
He might try and
Hop
run
blue.
red.
I'm in blue. I'm gonna die though. Blue alley weak. Another one top cat. Bottom cat. 2 bottom cat. Bottom cat. They're going red. They're all going red.
Rockets at 5. Yes, they're setting up for rockets. They are for sure.
Rocket.
He's one shot in the tunnel. nade up red.
Here he's going.
He's going back to you.
Oh, let's 51. I'm going for it.
Mid-bridge. Alright, overshield and one shot, bottom cat. Head loop, bottom pit. And you got front red on me. One shot pit back.
I got him.
Right here.
Red side tower.
Top cat on Eric.
Camel's at
I got a rush.
44.
49.
Camo 44.
Go for it. I'm going for 2 shots. 2 shots. He's going to be on camo.
Front red. I'm in tower.
How many?
3 shots in front red. He's red security. Alright, you can get that.
I got. Yeah, my ult's
red alley.
I'm capping.
Pushing Kyler, needs help.
They cap outside red. Outside blue.
I'm going for the turbine kill. I think on turbine. I traded. Alright.
Front right. I got him. Guys, someone cap Kellogg. Someone finish that. Alright. Inside. They're I didn't cap that. We need someone to cap that. No way. I literally thought it was closer. That's my bad.
Oh, you're fine. I'm gonna go.
I died with rockets. They're in tower for sure.
Snickers with rockets. Outside blue guys.
Yeah, we got out blue. I'm outside blue right now. You're alone.
Yeah, I know.
I'm with you. Yeah, we got blue. They're outside with the waterfall, I think.
We killed.
It's tower. What? One shot tower. Absolutely.
Where's he going?
Red security. That's it. Nice job. Rockets. Blue cloud rockets. You rocketed me.
So, coming back into this one, we left you, and it was a triple cap in the hands of Team EnVyUs. They put some good points on the board, but what do you know, Dave? OpTic Gaming, they're answering back. They're keeping the 2 plot, and the time is just ticking away.
Yeah, finally starting to pull ahead right here. This is the OpTic that we're used to seeing, but we still haven't seen too many times where we have all 4 down and OpTic really putting that squeeze on Envy, getting that trip cap and making them panic. It feels like they get like this 2-cap mentality and are just kind of stepping back a little bit. Or it's more that EnVyUs maybe just rotating a little better. So I really don't know what to attribute it to, because it felt like a couple times there, or at least once, we saw all 4 members of Envy down for a moment, and we didn't see the trip cap held for very long.
I feel like that since we've seen OpTic just take catwalk, EnVyUs just kind of keep throwing themselves at a little bit, hit and hope, and just, you know, we speak about catwalk, Dave. It's imperative in this game size because it kind of controls the rest of the map, and I kind of feel a little bit like EnVyUs. They're just kind of throwing themselves at the firing line at OpTic.
Yeah, that's a fair statement. It's part that you have so many angles across the map, but more so you can also rotate to every other stronghold with ease. We're going to see what Miklin can do right here, though, since he has rockets and overshield. He's going to be one of the most important people on the map, and guess where he's going straight for? It is the catwalk and security area.
I'll tell you what, somebody just saved his ass, because that's the second time he's almost been back-whacked. It happened outside. One player will pop up. Last shot. Frosty comes in, takes a bullet to the brain. Now, Miklin, rockets, no more OS, and a fresh camo as well. So Envy well and truly in control. One-man army of all these power-ups. Rockets come out. Needs to commit suicide here, which he does. Takes that player with him. Good trade-off. Now they're going to push the offensive. Now they're going to try and get this triple cap. But you've got to be careful of these grenades. Will put one down. Doesn't get it. Where's the player to finish it off?
They do not have the other player there. So that's one also detriment to only having one person on your security side, is you kind of go for this all or nothing cap. And right there we saw it being reset once again. That is a heartbreaker for Envy. We're going to have to see which one they can get, because they're clearly going for security, going for the top catwalk.
Yep, one player's chasing him, but they're also pushing Nest. If they do manage, unfortunately, as soon as they do that, OpTic realize what's happening, and they just get the trade-off. So OpTic back themselves blue. While Team EnVyUs, they're going to grab Nest. They need to get a hold of this top catwalk. They're pushing through security. There's one player here on the ramp. There's one player top mid as well. Again, they're just waiting. Oh, Miklin, though, with a nice kill. Does he get some help? Doesn't need it. He actually does, excuse me, does go down. Ola's there as well. They've still got eyes on the prize, but Lethal is on bodyguard duty. He's got other ideas, Dave. As soon as catwalk gets touched, he's going to try and force his way out. He does go down in doing so, though.
Yeah, that was also a huge testament to how good Miklin's playing. There's times where his team is down in numbers, or they're on even footing, and Miklin somehow is able to kind of break through that mold, get a double kill. But trouble is on the way as we see rockets in the hand of Frosty.
Looking around, trying to find some players. He knows there's going to be one dipping down to pit rather shortly, and there it is. One missed rocket, doesn't miss the second one, learns it, and does get that kill onto Hook. Now looking over at Red Nest, it is getting transferred over to Team EnVyUs. Hits another whiffy rocket. That's 3 missed rockets out of a full one. Only 1 kill out of the entire set of those fresh rocks. Not the best usage, Dave.
No, not the best usage. And it's also a little interesting when that overshield is coming up. He didn't have that rocket support there. That's generally a typical strategy as soon as you get those rockets, because rockets come up on a 2-minute timer, and OS comes up 2 minutes after his last picked up. So in most cases, you can grab those rockets and usually acquire that overshield, and Frosty was nowhere near that OS.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate that the play that Hook did? He pretty much, as speedy as he could with no shield, grabbed the camo, went and ducked down, put his ass in the corner, just waited for Snakebite to walk by, punched him in the back of the head, and took him down. One more player up top, though. They need to be careful of Red Nest. It's going in the hands of OpTic Gaming. Look now for NB to focus on that one. But I like the play from Pistol. He's hanging back to make sure nobody can take a hold of Catwalk. If his teammates, they can get a hold of Nest, he can just stay here and kind of do what Lethal did previous.
I love these mind games over here near Blue Closet. The fact that Ola dropped down, realized that the person didn't go towards bomb blue, so he instantly jumped back up on that top blue platform, basically kind of having that time in his mind saying, hey, if this person was going to flank through Blue Closet, they would have done it already. So he just reverted back towards blue platform. Even though the fight did not work out in his favor, it just goes to show these mind games the players have during these battles when they don't have the old radar system.
Snipe down does go down. Mikwan just will refresh over at Nest. Sees this one player. Oh, I'm surprised he even shot him. He would have seen him coming down through the air. He's going to challenge Frosty. Unfortunately, Frosty's got a BR. Manages to stay alive. Look at the play, though. The map movement was fantastic, but Frosty, he read that one like a book. Hook now, fresh rockets in the pocket. Sees the Nest getting turned in favor of OpTic. Sees a second player. Thinks, stuff this. I'm not resetting that. I want this kill.
Yeah, and here's the situation I was talking about before. Grabbing those rockets and trying to be a factor near that overshield. Overshield should be up any second now. We're going to see if Hook has it, and there it is. Hook gets the overshield at 335, so there may be one later if they're somehow able to keep this double cap for a while, but that is actually a trip cap for EnVyUs right now. Clawing their way back in this game. This one isn't over yet.
Oh, and he goes down as he picks it up. I just hear the crowd go, Hook. The amount of times we see that young man doing dangerous stuff. Blue Bend is going in the favor of OpTic. We see Snipe down, pushing the offensive, tags that one up, gets the refresh. He knows OpTic going to be hiding in there. Also, Catwalk, unfortunately, Dave, they've taken their eyes off of it, so OpTic, they're happily going to take full advantage.
Yeah, just OpTic spreading across the map, trying to make Envy look at every location. They can't be at Catwalk, Red Nest, and Blue Bend at the same time, and they're just diverting their attention any way they can.
My God, what a blow it would be for OpTic Gaming to lose this matchup when they had such a great big lead. 90-96, they are taking Blue Bend. Can he put his body in it? No, he cannot. He will fall. And all of a sudden, OpTic Gaming, they're back in this one. They're back in the driving seat. Royal 2 grabs a double kill, and there you have it. OpTic Gaming, they're going to take game number 4. They stop the bracket reset, and they will start what could be the reverse sweep.
It could be. It very well could be. However, they had to struggle their way through that game. Thankfully, this is one where they had the lead. You know, it got closed out for a second. It was scary when EnVyUs had that triple cap, but they kept their composure and just closed it out. They knew where they could get kills. They knew where they could divert EnVyUs' attention. They got better positioning, and they just won the fights where they needed to.
So, we'll take a look at some of these kills on screen and show you exactly who were the big players of that match. And it's none other than Mr. Snipe Down himself, Eric Rona, 21 and 10, 14.3 KD, 3.2k damage done. No one on EnVyUs actually making it above 3k damage there. On OpTic. 2 members of EnVyUs making it above down on EnVyUs. But still, the stats don't tell the full story, my friend. They lost the matchup.
And here we go again, whereas another situation, slightly outslayed. OpTic outslayed by 4 kills, yet still able to win the game. I think during that middle part of the game where they forced Envy to push towards security over and over again, they had to travel such a long distance where OpTic is just racking up points, had the superior positioning, so you force these times where Snipe Down or Pistola have to run 5 or 10 seconds over security. You fight that fight there, trade or win, and then they're back at square one again.
Snakebite leading the charge on strongholds captured, 7 for him. Taking a look now across the board. We're moving into Coliseum Team Slayer. If you are just joining us, you can see the boys in blue making up pretty much the first proportion of that screen. Empire Strongholds, the Rig Team Slayer, and True CTF all going in favor of Team EnVyUs. Eden Strongholds moving in favor of OpTic Gaming. They need to win Coliseum Slayer, Fathom CTF, and Regret Team Slayer in order to claim this championship. However, on the opposing side, Team EnVyUs, they just need to win one of those 3 maps, and they will force a second best of 7.
You know that's what EnVyUs have their mind on. And unfortunately, you have to address it too. I think OpTic has it in their mind as well that there's a very good chance that this bracket's going to be reset.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to force their way through 4 more games. They can't get their hopes up too much here. It's tough to get that reverse sweep. It's possible, of course, when you're the best team in the world like OpTic, it's possible to get that reverse sweep. But with how well EnVy are playing today, I expect this to go to second best of 7, and from there is where OpTic and EnVy can duke it out, go blow for blow.
I mean, you know, I totally appreciate and I totally respect what you just said then, Dave. It can happen, and OpTic is the best team in the world. But, you know, EnVyUs, they're the second. They're not exactly,
yes.
you know, they're not one of your RAM bracket teams. They're not one of your matchmaking kids. This is still the second best team in the world. So if anybody has a chance of doing it, it's these guys. And honestly, it's what we all want to see. You know, who doesn't want to see a second best of 7? Snipedown's already set us up for it. He walked by and says, prepare to sit there for a while, guys.
I appreciated the warning from him.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we're strapped in. We're ready for good matches.
We best get a couple of
Because
coffees.
there are previous tournaments where we've seen before where someone like EnVy, they squeak through losers bracket finals, you know, going to game 7, barely getting there. But this is an EnVy. Like, after I saw that series, the way that they took down Liquid, and Liquid was playing well too. The fact that Liquid made that reverse sweep against Splice, it was just incredible. So the fact is, like, it wasn't like EnVy beat a bad Liquid. EnVy beat a strong Liquid and beat them in dominating fashion. So I knew that EnVy were going to play well today. I could never predict anyone beating OpTic in a fashion more than 4-3. You
know, it's kind of weird what you said, though, how EnVyUs, they do love a good old loser bracket run. I mean, look back at Worlds. You know, they initially went down to Splice in pool play. They went down to Splice, which gave them the bad seed and just didn't have the great of stats. But lo and behold, they made it all the way back to grand finals. It's just what Team EnVyUs does. This time round, though, can they claim victory? They've done it before. We have seen this done. We have seen Team EnVyUs come back, reset a bracket, push it to game 14, and beat OpTic Gaming.
It has been done before, and then they also put themselves in a tougher position before. The example you're talking about is HCS Fall Finals, where EnVyUs came back, like you said, from losers bracket, beat OpTic in 2 best of 7s. But the thing was, is both of those went to like game 7 each time.
Yeah.
EnVyUs might put themselves in an even better position, winning this first series. They could win this 4-1, 4-2 even.
Well, here we go. People, I know you're all out there. Come on, make some noise for the Twitch chat. Raise your voices, raise your hands. Come on, we want to hear you loud and proud. Team Slayer on Coliseum is now live. The first team to bag 50 kills will be your victor, or once time runs down, whoever has the most kills, they'll be going home with the W. Frosty's POV kicking things off, Dave, with OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, going to see if he's going to try to pull some tricky maneuver, grabbing that sniper off the bat. Instead, he takes a bit of real estate, gets up close and personal with the members of EnVy on their side snipe, but that is a 2-for-2 trade. See what Lethal's going to try to do over on Pyramid side. Catches that player off guard. Melee snipe down and trying to stand for his life. Jumps on there and eventually falls off the map to join his former teammate.
I'd have been quite surprised if he did manage to survive over on that Pyramid. One bullet comes swinging past his face. I'm guessing that's going to be Roll 2 hiding in his cave, more than likely. He's a creepy little fellow, and he does enjoy a good old sniper rifle. Pistola with the DMR also finds himself some free rockets. He's going to reload them. I'm going to see, I'm not entirely sure which person had that sniper rifle. I did miss it in the kill feed, but I did see Mikwin at least losing his mind. Oh, what do you know? It's Mr. Frosty out here on the elbow, just hanging around, looking for some faces, trying to peel some people.
But he doesn't feel safe yet. He knows that there's a rocket player over near Sipe side. You notice how fidgety he is. He's looking around his base. He's looking towards his cave. He does not want to be snuck up upon. He's actually probably trying to look for an opportunity to rotate away and have the element of surprise. But right now, Frosty is not incredibly comfortable in this position with this weapon.
Yep, looking across. And you did hear me talking into microphone then. That's completely my mistake, guys. We are going to be going, we're actually going to be going into a listening with OpTic Gaming. We've got that logged, we've got that loaded. Let's dive on in, find out how the communication here is over with the green wall.
Right on the
rockets.
I snipe.
There's 2 blue elbows.
Snipe's down max. Snipe is down right first.
Going right elbow. Rockets are coming up.
One hit bottom left. Another one right elbow.
Got right elbow.
I spawn behind.
Bottom right as well. Yo, hold tight.
They're gonna push snipe. They're gonna push snipe.
They have rockets. They have rockets.
No, I have rockets. I need help.
He fell under blue.
Yo, where you guys spawning?
Bottom main. PJ run.
I'm gonna run through it. I got one.
Nice. Bring him back. Bring him back to red.
No, they're still down there.
Red has rocks. Red has rocks.
Yeah, drop one. Alright.
No, Matt. We do not have snipe. They're all there. Yeah, red cat. Watching red snipe right for you. Grass. Two grass.
Have you red sneak?
I can get to red fountain with these rockets.
Red VR.
Red VR?
Rocket, there's half up on grass. Yeah, sniper.
I'm on top rockets.
Red cave. Rockets. Red cave, red VR.
Okay, I'm on red caves.
Red catwalk, red fountain, and one in cave. Stay left. Yeah, they have rockets. Yeah, red VR. They have
red VR with rocks.
Blue window going elbow.
Alright, two top cat. Two top cat.
They snipe. Elbow guys. Two.
Got one.
Two at 12 rockets for you. What it? I got him. Two. Nice
There's
shit.
two, last two.
That's nice top cat.
He's catwalk. He's on catwalk. Blue catwalk.
Name red cat with red cat garage.
Red cat again, blue two.
Blue fountain.
He has rockets bottom grass.
Where's he going?
Blue may lit.
I'm looking.
Blue maze.
I got sniper.
Jumping up.
Wait,
Jumping up
they
the
have a
maze.
sniper as well.
There's a guy on me in blue corner. He naded me.
Oh my god, nice. That sniper, red.
I got sniper.
Red.
No, sniper's out of the map. It's on the ledge. No, blue behind me. I don't know how I'm alive, but I got away.
Blue maze. There was a guy blue maze, Kyler.
Blue corner right now. Snipe blue corner. Red rocket street. Red rocket street, guys. Red rocket street.
Bottom mid. Top cat. I got him. Fell.
Nice.
Good shit, awesome.
Yeah, front red or blue on me.
Yo, blue corner, two of them blue corner.
Bottom mid.
Blue corner.
He's weak. He's
He's over to blue. Nice, Justin.
Alright, there's two blue corners.
Silver.
We're playing for rockets. Eric's playing for
Red,
rockets right now.
blue window, pick me. Blue window, pick me.
Window weak.
I'm not gonna push
Lethal?
too hard.
Yeah, rockets up, rockets up.
That's fine.
I can play for rockets, I'll spawn.
Blue fountain on me.
Actually, no, I can't. I'll spawn here.
Blue window weak. Lethal.
Blue silver as well.
One top of window lethal, I can finish him. Absolutely.
On me,
Going rocket corner.
rock corner on me. I lost
blue
rocket.
flag,
I lost
blue flag.
snipe.
Weak.
One shot. Red rock corner, really weak
Lethal
sniping.
still at blue. Lethal still at blue.
Blue window right now, lethal. Blue BR.
One shot.
Where'd you
Two
go?
shots. Two shots.
Blue here.
He's like blue window.
Frosty's one shot. Frosty challenged me, absolute back blue flag.
Wait, it's bottom blue. He's blue corner with rocket.
And sniper.
I'm
just living
at sniper.
Yeah, they're pushing. Yeah, just stay alive.
Okay,
I'm playing. Start helping each other out. Top rockets, I think.
Blue maze.
He's blue silver and blue.
I got rocketed. Blue rockets or blue flag? Roll two. I don't know how many he had.
Blue BR on me.
Blue BR.
Was it? Yeah, blue silver. In grass.
It went to grass. I need help.
In grass.
I can't grass.
Coming out.
Red maze. Weak. Need help, guys. Shot on Ola. Bottom grass on Ola.
There's sniper. Two
Blue
shots.
silver coming. Blue silver coming.
He's to your left. You might. Nope. He's jumping at you now.
Yo, blue BR. Two.
Three on me, red, and snakebite was appearing.
I have sniper.
Red BR.
Pushing fast, red. Or blue.
They're all over snipe. They don't have
In our army. Two. He's one shot. Two there. He's sniping there. Sniping our sneaky. Sniping our sneaky.
They're BR weak. They're BR one shot. Roll two, I think.
I got him. Blue sticky and top cat on me as well. Top cat on you.
He fell. Grass.
Blue sticky last guy.
Absolute sloggernaut of a match here, Dave. I tell you what, back and forth, each team taking turns in taking the lead. Pistola at the moment just kind of hanging around, making sure nobody wants to try and poke out on S3. DMR in hand as well. I tell you what, the DMRs, especially on this map, they really can see the players. They're so good at drilling the enemy across the map. Pistola sniped down. Two key players that we keep seeing abusing these guns are just laying down fire straight across into the enemy base.
Yeah, just so many powerful shots across the map, and every little shot makes a huge difference. We even saw Pistola uncharacteristically getting outshot there at that grass area. You saw him just try to swoop in and getting outshot on the grass, and most of the times you take for granted how good of shots these players are, and when they finally do miss one, that was a bit of a mishap. That was not very good there for the Envy lineup, as we see Mikwin and Ola both falling down. Not only did Ola propel himself back further out in the red yard, but he also Spartan charged his teammate and did some damage. That was clearly a mistake.
Yeah, a little bit of a cheeky love tap as well coming out of Royal 2, letting him know that they have pretty much a rather unfortunate misplay coming out of Pistola. Kills himself, kills his teammate. Then it also means the kind of knock-on effect, so to speak, Dave. We see Snipe Down drop also, which gives them sniper control. And it's going to be Royal 2 just hard scoping inside the base, hoping someone spawns and takes a walk by. Snakebite takes down Snipe Down also with those rockets.
That's the toughest part, is it's already hard enough to get a sniper out of the hands of Royal 2, but when you have Snakebite watching his back with rockets, it just makes it even tougher.
Yeah, now he's going to turn around to make sure nobody has snuck up behind him or will be spawning over there on the elbow as his teammates do look on into Blue Cave. They're pushing forward. I can see some grenades moving down at Maze. I see a red dot on the radar. Pistola trying to avoid the one. That's going to be Royal 2, but unfortunately doesn't manage to avoid it as he goes down. 1, 2, 3 members of OpTic. They're all just rotating together like a unit. Snakebite walks by also. He's got no shields, trying to stay alive. I'm looking in the kill feed, seeing what we can see. Unfortunately, Royal 2, he does hit that metal bar there that he had scoped in. Hope somebody spawns over on elbow, or that one player is still trying to be a sneaky little beaver. As we look at that radar, he's got all of OpTic around him. At the moment, just being a hard wall of defense. One person runs in, ground pound town. I think that's the second time, you know, they've fully been slid, Dave.
Yeah, this is most impressive how far they're pulling ahead, mainly too because they aren't using it with the sniper. Yes, they have the presence of Royal 2 on the map, but it's not like they've gotten a 9-kill lead or 11-kill lead because of a bunch of picks from Royal 2. It's just been OpTic Gaming collapsing in over on caves or over on the flag and just getting slay after slay and staying alive.
I'm not going to blame Pistola for this one, Dave, but I must say, since that little bit of a misplay, because they did pretty much single-handedly hand them sniper and rockets, it's all been downhill from here. It's really escalated rather quickly.
Yeah, this is trouble here for Envy. They're going to have to look to pick it up in this next game. I mean, yeah, the game's not over yet, but when a squad like OpTic is only 3 kills away and they have a 10-kill lead, it's nearly impossible to grab that game out of their grip. I really don't know what Envy can do right here except pick themselves up and prepare for game number 6. But the other tough part, too, is that game number 6 is a Fathom Flag game, a game that OpTic had dominated in the winners bracket finals.
Tags up one. You know what? He's just going to jump. I mean, to be fair to him, he don't really need to have to do much. He's kind of, we only need one more kill, boys. Everybody push in. It would be wild if they lost 50-49, though, I can tell you that much. But honestly, I don't think it's happened. Just throw your bodies at them, and there you have it. OpTic Gaming, they claim victory in game number 5. The dream for OpTic is still alive. Team EnVyUs, unfortunately, looking a little bit shaky halfway through Coliseum Team Slayer. Everything just went wrong. At one point, they were in the lead, Dave, and from that, it just cycled out of control.
Yeah, and I think it has to do also with those couple series of events that happened over at Red Rocket side when Ola, it's just a frustrating time. He not only lost rockets and, got pushed back out into bottom front red yard, he also got his teammate no shields, and they closed in. Collapse got those couple kills, and they now had a rocket launcher to protect their sniper.
Frosty, top of the board, 7.0 KD, 2.5 KD damage, 15 headshots, 16 and 11 from that man, 14 and 7 coming out of Royal 2. Lethal, 11, 8 and 12. A little bit of a negative one from there, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Speaking of Lethal, I do believe in the back we have a video of the young man having a quick chat about today and the rest of HCS Daytona. So let's dive on in and take a quick look at that VT.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Strong Side here with TJ Campbell, aka Lethal of OpTic Gaming. You guys are in the grand finals once again. You guys have never been into the losers bracket. You've always made it to the grand finals from the winners bracket with this roster. But I got a few questions for you. What's more pressure to live up to? The expectations from your fans or the expectations from yourself?
Does Snakebite count as a fan? No, didn't think so. Probably ourselves, simply because whenever you've been placing really well, winning for a long time, the last thing you want to do is stop that. And especially, Snakebite, if anyone watches our scrims and stuff, not even if we lose a game, we go 4 down 1, so he's on our case. So I don't think we'll ever live up to his expectations, and we'll live up to the fans' expectations sometimes. So
yeah, I feel like every time I talk to you about this, you're always telling me Snakebite, he's always on your guys' case, even if it's you guys won 50-20. It's maybe hey, we probably shouldn't have done that. We could have won 50-10 or something like that.
But he's been sick this weekend, so he hasn't had the energy to, get on our case. So I've just been relaxing.
Has he had the energy to just kind of perform like himself?
I feel like he's played well individually, yeah, but he's just told us each individually for ourselves that we need to be like a little more vocal about calling a play or something, because he can't even like raise his voice.
Dang. All right, well, he's still staying strong. Definitely team captain of the squad. I know a lot of people always wonder how do pros get into competitive Halo? What's your story? How did you get into competitive Halo?
Honestly, there's no like secret. The best thing to do is just to play a lot and grind. You know that, I'm sure. You know, just it's about putting in the time. But to go beyond that, you know, going to a live event is always going to be way easier to get recognized than through online. You know, people knew me through like the MLG events and stuff, but that only goes so far. You know, you got to be someone like Shotzi, who just is a super unique player, to just get recognized and get on a pro team strictly through online. So I think just grinding and then going to an event is the best thing to do. You know, I was 16 when I went to my first tournament, and my mom luckily sent me there, gave me her last like $100 out of her pocket just so I could eat that weekend. So I think, you know.
Do you think your mom's watching the event this weekend?
She's definitely watching. So shout out to her. Happy Mother's Day, all that. I'm gonna try not to lose, so that way next year I can be like, Happy Mother's Day, Mom. And then she will be like, hey, remember when you lost a snipe down?
Oh, okay.
So I just don't want that to happen.
All right, well, there you heard it. Lethal, thanks for the interview. Good luck in the grand finals. Back to you guys.
Well, to be honest, that sounded like a bigger hurricane than when Lethal left Evil Geniuses. But, you know, we are on the beachfront, guys, and there is a little bit of wind. Apologies for any of your ears that are out there with the audio. Dave, Team EnVyUs so far looking pretty solid, my man, but OpTic, they're firing back on all cylinders.
Yeah, I'm really scared now for EnVyUs because I feel like they had to close it out during, 4-0 or 4-1. Going into this Fathom flag game, this is just something that we saw earlier today. I find it tough to believe that EnVyUs are going to be able to correct those mistakes and reverse a game where they had lost. In my eyes, they lost it 2-0 CTF on Fathom flag. So we'll have to see. Maybe they'll make the adjustments they needed to. But I personally see this going to game number 7 at the moment.
Well, you can see with your series layout, the first 3 maps, they're all painted blue. But I tell you what, OpTic, they're painting it blood red. There's blood in the water. Speaking of water, it's going to be Fathom CTF. You've got the new tac mags in play on this map. You've got no automatic weapons whatsoever. And again, I've seen Royal 2. He's done some nasty stuff, Dave, with those tac mags. If they want to stay in this, if they want to, win this championship without a bracket reset, they have to claim victory here on Fathom CTF. Fathom CTF, Dave, really quickly, before this one gets going, what are you looking for any of these two teams to make this thing work?
Getting control of top center. That way you can revert from treehouse to treehouse and go back and forth, keeping control of the center of the map. Also, pushing in enough members on the opponent's flag. When you have a few of those kills or a kill or two, you need to have at least a couple members pushing on that flag in case there's anyone still hiding around there.
Looking at Royal 2's POV. 1, 2, 3 members of Team EnVyUs. They are all dead, and I hope you guys at home can hear our wonderful audience outside. I can most certainly hear them. Apologies if it's not coming across because they are loud and proud. One shot in the chamber there. Tac mag and railgun all on the floor. Pistola. Still, he's got the camo, but unfortunately, Dave, he's had to rotate back to his own base. So at the moment,
had to play defense, but Snipe Down actually got that flag all the way towards bottom center. But I agree with you. Ideally, you're not playing defense with camo, but he had to play it safe. He knew OpTic had 2 members down. He had to push back.
Yep, so a good play overall. Now he's just been an anchor. Can he get this 4-shot? No, he cannot. I'm looking for his teammate. Ground pound town. Oh, spins around. Still gets the punch, though. And to get the beat down also. Needs to be careful of that grenade, which he is. Gets away with his life. Picks up a killing spree. Getting chased. Down he goes. Royal 2 sits him on his ass, but we're going to see Snipe Down. He comes in, cleans up afterwards on the cleanup crew duty. Grenades going down thick and fast. Trying to stay alive on this one. Will move towards Pit. And again, they all seem to be kind of constantly chasing the tails, Dave. They're always chasing
they're in
these
great
OpTic.
position right now.
Yeah.
Great position right now. McQuinn tossed his flag all the way towards Silo. 2 or 3 members of OpTic were taken down trying to chase that back, and McQuinn wisely just goes back up top trying to get some slays. That flag was put in for the first cap. EnVyUs getting off to a great start on a game type that I doubted them.
Well, tell you what, slapped me on the wrist because I did not see that flag getting pulled out with 2 locked on Snipe Down's POV. Perfect work from him then. In answer to that one, rotating back, helping McQuinn secure that first cap of the game. Perfect kill coming out of McQuinn. Grenade goes down, gets hit markers as well. He's tagging players up on OpTic. He's forcing them in the car. Look at this play. My word, what a way to attempt to stay alive. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite finish off. The grenade comes out. We'll get the ground pound stall. Flashy stuff coming out of McQuinn.
Yeah,
what a legend.
flashy stuff on McQuinn, but it's also a great play, like you said. Even though he was taken out, even though he didn't get another kill, the amount of time he wasted OpTic members, they had to throw an extra grenade or 2. They had to waste their time looking towards their front window. That is opportunistic time that adds up over the game.
McQuinn, please. But now, it's all about Hook. Got the real gun, taking control of top mid, looking for these OpTic players. They are now 1-0 up on the scoreboard. The pressure well and truly on OpTic Gaming. We could be seeing a potential bracket reset after this one. Hook again will rotate back to that top mid area. Biaz there, look for him to pick this one up as he does. Unfortunately, he gets caught off guard. One player comes steaming around the corner. That's going to be Snakebite. Snipe Down on the defensive spree. The amount of times you see players, Dave, just hard scoping here with that light rifle, picking it up off spawn and just making sure nobody comes out of the tree houses is fantastic.
This is a scary time, though. Snipe Down could also get flanked from his own treehouse. He's clearly just trying to get any sort of kills across the map. Gets that near Hail Mary on Snakebite. I'm not sure exactly where that hit, but Ola being the hero that EnVyUs needs, getting that kill on Frosty, laying some shots, and wisely just staying alive for McQuinn to clean up Royal 2.
Notice
Great
again,
defense.
This is constantly what you're doing. You'll see the pros, they'll tag them up with this tac mag, and rather than kind of what you said, Dave, waste the bullets and get more of a shot, they'll opt to switch it out and go back to their normal Magnum. Pistola, light rifle, tac Magnum in hand. He can be a very, very nasty little anchor here. Whips out the tag. One player's in front of him trying to find this. Gets the double assist as McQuinn comes in and clears house. Third player's down in garage. Unfortunately, though, we're going to see a player. He will be spawning over there. Comes out of that bottom area. He will go down. We're going to see Snipe Down pushing in rather aggressively. He knows the player's there. And actually, he's dead.
Yeah, well, one thing I wanted to highlight earlier was when Ola pushed in for that flag, I talked about how you need multiple players to push in. That one actually wasn't a mistake since they got 2 kills in quick succession. Anytime you get a couple kills there and you aren't already pressing the opponent's flag, you can almost assume that the players haven't pushed, or they have already pushed out of their base. So Ola was hoping that was the case, hoping he could catch them off guard. And one had pushed out, but the other had spawned elbow. Snipe Down now needs to stay alive as he has 2 of his teammates down. He can single-handedly stop this pressure on this flag if he stays alive, but taken down by Snakebite. I would take that trade any day.
Yep, unfortunately doesn't get the full bullet of the gun, let go of the trigger just before it launched. Hook, though, anchoring back, opts to grab the tac mag, just absolutely tanks him up, forces that player to drop down. Snipe Down, you just hear that bullet just come across. Finishes him off. That's going to be Lethal, who will drop. Pistola also getting a kill, and now he's doing a very nice little run here, opting to go bottom mid.
I also like that play right there where he grabbed the flag, because on one hand, he ran over that death screen. Anytime you run over Snakebite's death screen, you know he's going to be calling that out to his teammates. So Hook did not have the element of surprise at the opponent's base. However, I believe if Hook had gotten over towards that flag, wasn't running over a death screen, he would have waited at the flag, tried to go for some sort of slay before pulling it. All
right then, Dave. So, 1-0 up here for Team EnVyUs. I'm taking a look at some of the kills, and at the moment they are heavily outslaying OpTic Gaming. It's around 42 to about 34, I do believe. But all 3 members of EnVyUs, Dave, what do you think of this one? They're all trapped inside the base.
That's the scary time is, sure, we've been highlighting all the times where EnVyUs has some great defensive plays and stops the members of OpTic. But the other part you got to take into account is that how many opportunities that OpTic, if they have 1 successful round of plays, they are going to run that flag all the way back. That might be what we're seeing at this moment. Snakebite taken down, at least gotten the flag out to the front window. Now it's going to be Lethal grabbing that up, running it all the way towards Porch. This game might be tied up 1-1, Sims.
There you have it. Just as you said it, Dave. You called it perfectly. Every single member of Team EnVyUs was inside that base, and all of a sudden, all of Team EnVyUs, they're out of the base, but unfortunately, they're stuck inside the respawn screen. OpTic Gaming just obliterated that entire team, run the flag, stuck it home, and away you go. That was an easy cap for OpTic.
That was the thing, is they got enough opportunities where they just needed the Slays to go in their favor one time. You know, EnVyUs stopped them the previous 2 or 3 times, but as soon as OpTic got those kills, that was an easy flag to cap because they got the kills. EnVyUs were out of the picture for a good few seconds. Triple kill for Frosty, but taken down by the nade of Pistola.
Grenade comes in, 2 members are chasing though. He's got some support. That's going to be Lethal and Snakebite. Red dot on the radar is outside, I believe. That's a camo player as well. That's a killing spree for Royal 2, creeping around on porch. Sees Mikwin's name tag, going to blast him up, but grenades are coming in all over. Tries to get out of the base. Unfortunately, doesn't quite work out. Lethal off the respawn. We'll see one player running pit. Goes one-on-one. Hook says, challenge me, my friend. Happily, he does get forced back, though.
And there's about the 4th time we said so far this game. Great defense by Envy, but like I said, any of those times that we've commended EnVyUs' defense, if OpTic had gotten those slays, it would be another flag cap. The reason that that would transition to a flag cap rather than getting kills in the center of the map is OpTic are already at the flag, and you keep those players from Envy out of the picture for that full 7 or 8 seconds during their respawn.
So flag attempt coming out of EnVyUs, but Snakebite, he's on patrol. Takes out 2, that's a double for him. Yeah, Snipe down though in the kill feed. He's also answering back. Takes out Lethal and Royal 2. Picks up a double of his own. Snipe down, just dodging and weaving these grenades. Mikwin focused up. That's a great grenade to go down. I believe he may have tagged both players, but they work hand in hand. Hook will finish him off. Tac mag in the hands of Lethal. Now back on the defensive. Making sure nobody comes up, as you mentioned it, from that bottom end.
OpTic's turn for defense. If these 2 members of OpTic die without getting these slays, this will be an Envy cap. But right now they're doing a great job buying time. They got the slay and snipe down. And so this cap attempt is still potential, but nowhere near the same since they stayed alive here.
They're all staying alive at the moment. Lethal still just hanging back. He sees Royal 2 fall before him. Needs to be aware of this far area. Goes around, helps out his teammate as he does, though. Pistola and Mikwin, double BRs in hand. They will fall. Frosty's last man standing. We do have a listening here with OpTic Gaming teed up in the background. They're on the defensive. Let's take a listen to how the communication is and see how they're going to win this one out.
There's gonna be 2 there. There's one on our elbow right now.
One's our big door.
God, I'm gonna push this. I hit one with him.
Nice kill, TJ.
Oh my god, you're bad.
Yeah, I'm watching one.
Two dead. There's one archery.
It's camo. It's camo rail. Camo rail. TJ and I'm gonna push.
What's up, I got him.
I'm pushing the TJ. Walk. He's here. He's half off.
I'm gonna die. Bottom is done. Pushing our court. Flying our flag. Good. Archery, push together. Nice. Watch our elbow challenger for each.
Nice.
On their silo. Pushing our tree to top mid.
Right, we're gonna revive yourself that
Top
side.
mid, big one. Top mid weak.
I'm one hit, bro.
Stay alive, TJ.
Matt,
Stay
keep
alive.
playing that side of the map by yourself.
They're
Right?
tree.
They're
Push in their base.
on their arm.
The big door. They're flank.
One hit, small them.
This one is in their tree still. You guys, get a pull. Get up their elbow.
I'm pushing the tree.
No, they're big doors. Whoa. They're three weak. In their porch.
Two there.
New rail's coming up when you spawn.
Yeah, I think so.
New rail, TJ.
Yeah, we need to get our.
Top mid. Half health. There's 2 on mid. Stay alive, teach high. Blue bridge, one hit. Where's that guy go?
I saw the weak. 2 are silo.
Okay, we gotta stay alive. He's our wall.
Nice job.
There's 2 going. They're going our flag. Pulling our flag. He's pulling in front. Nice. One more. He's pulling it.
Nice job.
Real. I'm
We can double team this guy. Good shot.
Yo, the big door weak. Slide down.
Eric's one hit.
Sure you get read. Absolutely one bullet.
That OpTic Gaming flag, it almost comes home, but unfortunately we got Frosty. He's thinking other things. Finally, Snipe down will clear him out of the base, but look who's got the fresh camera. It's going to be Royal 2 now, just creeping around top mid, making sure he's trying to stay alive. Thrusts off down into pit, and he is still alive. Thankfully, though, Mikwin there is coming through to seal the deal. He will take him out. Snakebite running around also. Kind of gets caught with his pants down as he gets shot up from the back. And then from the front also, he will fall. Lethal now, last man, pretty much standing for OpTic Gaming, Dave.
Yeah, this is a tough situation for Lethal right now. His thought isn't how we're going to cap this flag. It's how am I going to stay alive and distract Envy over on this side of the map. Looks like Envy haven't fully fallen for the bait, and Royal 2 is able to take advantage of that situation, somehow catch Pistola off guard, and get a slay.
41 seconds remain. Then if somebody caps a flag in the next 40 seconds, they're going to win this one out. OpTic will try and make a move, but look at this EnVyUs. They're all over it like a pack of hungry dogs. They're going to get that return in. So if no one catches another flag within the next 26 seconds, we will be going into overtime. Again, this won't be a next flag win scenario in overtime. The full time has to be played out until somebody grabs 3, or whoever has the most at the end of it will be walking away the victor. OpTic Gaming again. That's pretty much everybody dead for Team EnVyUs. They're just slaying them, Dave, constantly. Flags on the move now. Where's OpTic? One's down below. Anybody going to touch that flag? Not on Pistola's watch. Overtime, Dave, has now clicked in.
More like not on Mickwin's watch. Every single time Envy are backed in a corner, it seems like all 4 members of OpTic are alive. Mickwin doing a great job working with his teammates, picking off a double kill. That instantly shuts down any sort of flag pressure.
So, this is going to be a tricky one. Not entirely sure who's going to come out on top of this because things are looking pretty even. I believe it's 87 to 87 on kills, so both teams even Steven, 2:30 remaining. Both of them have a flag apiece, but look at all those BR kills, Dave. There's tons of them. There's absolutely tons of them.
So many of them. We are going to stick on with Mickwin right here. I want to see how he goes through the respawn screen here. So one thing you'll notice a lot of times after Mickwin respawns is he will sometimes rotate his death screen, but then he's also looking for what teammate he can help or where he can pick off a kill.
Yes, indeed, but he will fall. Royal 2 picks up a double kill. Also, that flag is out in no man's land. Anybody there to return it? No, they're not. They're going to tag that one up. So still, we carry on, play as normal. We will see Snipe Down find that BR on the floor, looking through the rafters, making sure nobody is creeping through pit. Here's some shots, though. One of his teammates getting tagged up. Also checks out top mid. And you can see those 2 players. There's another player about to help him. Gets that final headshot with the final bullet, Dave.
One thing that these players are keeping in mind is that this game has only had 1 cap for each team over the course of 13.5 minutes. They aren't just going to get desperate and try to pull some random flag. Instead, they're going for that slaying control. They realize if they somehow get desperate for a flag and just try running across the map, they could give a map control. This could actually come back to bite Envy right here. It seemed like a good situation for a second, but Mickwin fell off the map. They had another death as they were on this back, and Snipe Down's position is given away. Envy are not as good of a position as it seems. However, for I believe that's Hook and Pistola picking up 2 kills right there. Snipe Down trying to clear out his base.
There's 1 player in here, though. There's actually 2 players now. He will fall. The flag inside the generator. I think there's a member of OpTic Gaming there to get the return. And they're also going to get a counter cap, Dave. They're running this one. They've got the return. Lethal's getting tagged up hard with the grenade. They've got 1 player out in courtyard. Gets the kill also. Manages to take him out. Scoops this one up. His teammate's there to collect as well. OpTic Gaming, FedEx of Halo. They're going to deliver that one. There you have it. 30 seconds left on the clock. And my God, OpTic Gaming, they just clutched up.
They clutched up. I also discredit Envy a little bit there. I felt like they were in a bad position that whole time. The only saving grace was when they got that double kill towards the end. But at the same time, like I said, they ran that flag at not the greatest time. They didn't have the slays to back it up. They put themselves in lower positions across the map, and OpTic just preyed on that situation. OpTic closing that game out. The infamous Frosty Hugs going in at the end there.
Frosty Hugs indeed. Game 7, boys. That is what we are going to right now. Both teams back on even ground. Team EnVyUs looking down the barrel of a 2nd place finish. Potentially, they do need to win this one if they want any chance of claiming this championship, while on the eyes of OpTic Gaming, they're now back on even grounds. They're now back looking at, well, you know what, lads? You might have had 3 games, but this championship is ours, baby.
Yep, OpTic now has 2 chances to win this tournament. It felt like they were down and out during this first series, but show me what you're looking at.
Frosty. 37 and 25. 17.6 KDA. Only member across all 4 players to hit over 5k damage, and that's with a 54% accuracy. 3 power weapon kills, a triple kill also. We'll take a quick look in a little bit more in depth at some of his stats if we can bring them up. 2 triple kills, 2 reversals, 2 killing sprees, 21 headshots. The man is an absolute machine, Dave.
He's got a lot of medals.
That's insane. That is actually insane. 25 and 25, though, back-to-back. Lethal and Snakebite supporting him with those assists. 24 and 18 coming out of Royal 2, as per usual, keeping the deaths low. 34 kills coming out of Mickwin as well. But you know what? I said paint the board blood red. OpTic Gaming, they're doing just that. Regret Team Slayer. Where do I remember this one from?
Oh my gosh, this is where we
The old
saw
Aspen.
Lethal and Snipedown squaring off for an X Games gold medal here on a Regret Game 5 last time. This time it is here on Game 7. But this is also just the beginning of the Winners Bracket Finals. If Envy somehow win this, their work is not over yet. They're just halfway done.
I do remember that game in particular, and I do remember Snipedown coming out on top. But I'll tell you what, Dave, it's a different time, and we're on different players.
It is, and Envy just had a few close opportunities to close this out. I mean, look at those game scores. We had that Fathom CTF going in overtime. We had an Eden Strongholds game, 10 points. Coliseum Slayer that was tied midway through. There was just a lot of opportunities for Envy to close this out, and they put themselves in this position. You can't let a squad like OpTic Gaming get back up on their feet.
Both of your teams need you now. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Twitch chat, on the forums, at home, over on Beam, in the audience. I don't care where you are. I don't care what you're watching. Tweet the stream. Use the hashtag HCS. This is potentially a championship matchup. Game 7, Envy versus OpTic. OpTic wins. They walk away with the championship. Envy wins. We get a bracket reset, boys. Everybody wants to see it, but I tell you what, kind of spoke to Eco before this one as well, and his own words were, OpTic knows how to clean out. They just know how to clean out and close out matches, and they're looking to do the exact same thing again.
Yeah, we found a few different mistakes going on from the Envy crew. I mean, they did a great job playing defense, but like I said, that last flag route, I was calling it as they run that one back. It was not the ideal time, and I believe that was even Snipedown the one run that back, someone who is a veteran. He's been playing Halo for over a decade. He should realize that situation and say, all right, Mickwin fell off the map. We just need to drop this one. Get in position, get some slays.
If you were the coach of Team EnVyUs now, obviously you know your boys are going to be down. They've just lost 3 games in a row. And the potential of losing this one as well if they don't pull the heads up and they don't focus. What does Illuminite need to be saying to Team EnVyUs?
He needs to go, guys, this is Mother's Day. Do you want your parents to hate you? No, you need to step it up right here. You need to pick up this game and win it for Mom.
Well, let's see if they can do just that. We're on observer mode, but we're going to dive on with Snakebite's POV. Curse of the Caster, as soon as we do, he gets dropped back to Royal 2. Picks up a kill. We'll tie this one up. Picks up a second. There you go. There's the double Caster in hand. Looking for this guy with the OS. That's going to be Hook. No hit markers will be found. Now he's going to rotate around, stay alive with his power weapon. Hook jumps up again. He's got a teammate with him, though, bouncing these blue balls off the side. I'll tell you what, Dave, he's not finding any targets.
No, just watching from Royal's POV, you'd assume that they are winning at the moment. But that is a tie. Great snipe down, turnaround right there to take him out. We will jump on with Snipe down, see what he does off this spawn, because you know he's not too happy about that last engagement.
Nope, and he does have the lead, or at least his team does for now, but we're still early days. Only 50 seconds into this matchup. 5 to 4. Snipe down's POV. Currently, Grenade comes in thick and fast. The second one also. See you later, my friend. He gets eliminated from the map. Hook drops down bottom mid, looking to stay alive. Not seeing any players. No one's there at the moment. I'm not hearing any bullets bouncing around. Also, there we go. Mickwin needs some help and support. Unfortunately, doesn't get it in time. He will go down. I'll tell you what, he was kind of out there on his own, Dave.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's a rare quiet moment here on Regret. This small arena Slayer, you usually expect non-stop action the entire game. EnVyUs only down by 2, so this one is far from out of reach, and there we go, tying it up right now. EnVyUs want to find those last 2 members, though, see if they can put the pinch on their spawns.
Tell you what, then, things are getting loud and proud, but OpTic, they've got a 2-kill lead, a little bit of a buffer. We do have the team EnVyUs listening, ready to rock and roll, so let's dive on in and hear how the communication is over on Team EnVyUs.
Blue bridge again. Blue bridge weak. He dropped bottom T.
I'm here with you.
Set up
me,
this
blue
way.
I think I
under
car.
the Cardic.
I start setting
I
up.
stood under the Cardic. Oh no. Carbine red needle. I gotta hide.
Blue 2. Blue got it.
52 OS, Kyler.
Pink, bottom pink on me. Bottom pink.
Oh,
Cross.
that's
Bottom
awesome.
pink.
52.
I think he's going top pink. I think he's going top pink. I'm not
52,
sure.
52.
I'm going top pink.
Who's going for it? Kyler, you going for it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for it.
Come in, one shot.
50, 50.
Good job, Kyler.
I got a 50. I'm going up top mid. I'm going up top mid.
Needles never died.
I'm looking red. I'm looking red.
Alright, that's fine. I'm gonna get
Car
combo.
2 guys.
Car 2, yep.
I think my
They're
name
both one shot. They're both one shot.
One nade, one shot. I got one. I got one. I can't see him.
Rennet never died. I don't know where he went.
He dropped low.
Red pink now.
No.
Red pink with a shot, Frosty. I don't know.
Bottom kneel. They got one bottom kneel.
Alright, well, this guy red pink right now.
Reviar, kill him.
Red pink VR. He's really weak.
Frosty's absolute. Nice.
Blue needle
Alright,
going.
they're gonna go top blue car. Yeah, I'm
Caster.
looking. Look at top blue
Blue
car.
2's absolute.
Stay alive,
Blue 2's absolute. I need help.
I got him.
Blue nipple on me.
And blue 2, and blue 2.
He's going car 4. Going car 4, I think. Car 2 on me.
as
I
well.
can't see, I'm here.
Car side blue after that.
Two
Car side
shots.
blue after that.
That's
guy.
two.
Snake was one
No,
shot.
Yeah, I'm flanking blue.
Hitching.
He's there. And I'm getting shot from red.
Yo, I got killed with red nip.
Car 2.
On air.
One shot, Frosty, red nip. One
Yeah,
shot. We got
another
another there. One shot to
On
the
that.
left. He's one shot to the left.
Still there.
Of the nip. One shot.
He's pushing car 2.
Still there, Austin.
Nah. Yeah, I need a tunnel.
Got one.
Who's shooting me bottom mid, maybe top mid?
I'll shot him. Nah, I'm shot him. Blue BR.
I'm behind him.
He's on me.
I got a shot.
I got him down.
I'm top mid, Matt. Top mid. Blue bridge.
Red street.
One red bridge. Red bridge in the street.
Tapiola dropped
Hey, can you guys get car side again?
I still out push.
I'm gonna go car. I'm
I'm coming up, bro.
Keep walking around.
Absolutely.
Yeah, nice shot.
Mid or something?
No
Top
idea.
car.
Stay alive, jeez.
Overshoot the 50, guys. Overshoot the 50.
Going top car.
He's top car. Two there from all.
Top mid, I'm absolutely.
Combo. There's two up here. There's two top car.
Top car. He's
Top P, red, top P. Blue bridge.
50. Overshoot the 50.
Top mid, and top P.
Red.
Guys, we're low.
Red bridge in car 1 to front red.
Front red.
Yep.
Watch out, car.
Overshoot
Nice.
up.
Front red again.
Killed me. Get that one.
Alright, he's one hit bottom mid. He's one hit bottom P.
You gotta do top mid jump.
Yep, he's jumping up top mid.
Look top mid. He's doing a red jump.
He's one hit.
Nice. Absolute red bridge.
Alright, stay alive.
Let's go car.
They have car side. Brad, I'm
Top mid,
coming
top
in. Brad, I'm coming in.
Just red ball. One top mid.
Yeah, there's like three top
top
mid. Careful.
Apologies there for the miscommunication on the listenings. I know you're hearing a few different people, but the scoreline is currently 27-29. Dave, they were a nice big lead that EnVyUs have. We were watching it, but everything just seemed to go wrong.
Yeah, it still feels like it's been neck and neck. I have yet to see a squad get 3 or 4 down and then continue to get the spawn kills. That's one of the times where players actually take off on regret, is when they get a team trapped in a base and go get kill after kill. So these teams so evenly matched at the moment. Every single time it seems like they start to get some sort of control on the map, a member or two is taken down.
And at the moment, it's still EnVyUs with the lead, but it's very fragile. Only one kill. Lethal tries to bank someone off the side there, doesn't quite find a target whatsoever. Instead, Pistola, he creeps out of nowhere. Will tag up Lethal, force him down below, looking for him now. Catches him just on the side, anchoring away. No doubt he'll be getting called out as he goes thrusting back. Will Spartan charge into his base. Envy now 1 kill lead, still neck and neck, and I think this is going to be the story of this game. Remember, if EnVyUs win this game, we're going to a bracket reset. If OpTic win, they're going to be walking home as your HCS Daytona Grand Champions.
Yes, and even though we've seen so many gunfights, somehow this game still stays within a couple kills. Lethal finally being taken down there over on pink side. We see one of the biggest leads we've seen so far this game. A 3-kill lead for Envy. Frosty desperately trying to stay alive at top card. Gets that pick off on Mikwin. I want to see what he does here, because every single time they start to have control of top center, it seems like Envy are able to find a way to sneak up.
Oh, unfortunately, doesn't manage to get out of the way of Frosty. Will smack him in the back of the head. His body drops. 2-kill lead for Team Envy. One player drops down. Still a 2-kill lead. This is a good trade-off there. Someone up in attic. Not good enough, though, to get out of the line of Frosty. He takes him down also. Nice bullet to the brain for him. 2 kills. This is all it's been, the story of this game so far. Mikwin stays alive. Frosty, he's downstairs, creeping around. Does opt to go below the base, which is fine, which gives him a bit more cover. He can also rotate to his teammates, Dave. The plasma caster, it's just popped.
I mean, I kind of disagree with what's going on towards the bottom. We had Frosty up on top of the map, laying so much fire. down across on these other players, and he kind of gave up that great position. Overshield's already gone at that point. He was down there a few 2 seconds late. He should already know that from his coach and his teammates. So right there, you had Frosty in a prime position, and the question I had before was, how do Envy keep taking over the top center of the map? And it looks like in some cases, OpTic are just giving up that position.
Wow, Hook doesn't get the kill, but unfortunately Frosty does. He bags a second as well. 45 to 41, 4-kill game. EnVyUs, they are edging ever so close to this bracket reset. 2 players, though, will be pushing over here on Blue Rampart. 2 players kind of boxed together for Team Envy. Pistola's blowing up the barrels. Just hope he can get some damage off both of these players. No hit markers will be found whatsoever. Tags one up. He's got a person behind him as well. Again, this 2-kill game, it's closed up once again. 4:20 remaining on the clock. Snipe down, trying to stay alive, Dave.
And Overshield should be up in about 30 seconds from right now. So I wonder if these teams are going to kind of slow it down and then make a mad dash for that power-up. That's exactly how we saw the X Games game end as well. We saw OpTic able to grab that power-up last time, but not able to close out the game. This is only a 2-kill game. Snipe down, top pink. Doesn't even opt to grab the caster. Instead, he just wants that one-on-one with Frosty. Takes him out with 5 great shots.
He wins it. Frosty will fall. Hook also bags one as well. They only need 1 more kill. Snakebites top mid. He's hunting blood. Eric Rona fancies this one. Lethal's there as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a bracket reset. Envy clutch up in game number 7. And they're going to force a full reset. They're giving another shot at this championship. It's even Stevens. The second life for OpTic Gaming is gone. Next person to win this series wins the championship.
We got to see some incredible Halo today, and we get more.
This is incredible. This is what we wanted to see. Everybody knew that these teams had a chance at switching up. We've got some new settings in play this weekend. 18 and 11. Hook Skywalker clutching up when it mattered most. Who can hear the audience outside? 12 and 13 for Snipe Down. 10 and 11 for Miquin. 10 and 12 for Pistola across the board. Frosty Royal 2. 15, 14, 11 and 11. 10, 8, 14 and 14. My God, Dave, we have a second best of 7. I hope everyone out there in the audience, at home, on the forums, wherever you are around the world are enjoying this, because we most certainly are. Some fine Halo eSports action all weekend long, and what a way to end Championship Sunday with another best of 7.
You know, a few times around that last series, I was highlighting some mistakes, especially from Envy on Fathom Flag. However, that last game, I have to call out Frosty a couple times. When he was top center, like we said, he seemed to rotate towards bomb center, bomb base, and to me, that just shows that they're giving up some of their prime position there on Regret Team Slayer.
Take a quick look at some of the KDAs and damage dealt at home for you guys at home. But from myself and Dave over at the caster desk, we're going to have a very short break while these other players do also. But in the meantime, we're going to throw you over to 3 other amazing gentlemen. G-Man and the team at the desk, over to you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Sims. I tell you, man, oh my goodness. Here we are in a bracket reset, folks. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. Saw a bunch of people. They all just had to go to the bathroom. They all just have to get ready because we're in for another one yet again. Oh, my goodness.
We've been here before. We've been here before at Fall Finals, North American Pro League Fall Finals. We were at this exact same spot. Team EnVyUs reset the series, and they took down and defeated OpTic Gaming. That was looking a little bit scary, though, for EnVyUs. They made it a lot harder than they needed to, playing an extra 3 games.
They almost got reverse swept.
Almost.
That would have been horrible if that would have happened. But they keep the drive alive. They can keep it going. Onset, I want to get your thoughts here. Just preliminary thoughts on that series. What were some of your takeaways?
This is exactly what Envy needed to do. I think I mentioned it before the series started. They had to come out hot in the series. They had to take those early games, and they did. They went up 3-0 in the series. As you say, got a little bit shaky there, maybe thinking too much about, we've won the series, and OpTic came back into it. And as we all know, you can't give OpTic any sort of opportunity to think they can get back into a series. But they closed it out, 50-41 in that last game. And it was a convincing win at the end. We see every single player on Envy seems to be putting up statistics. There's no weak links at the moment. It's been really consistent across the board. So all 4 players are firing. Second best of 7, man. I don't know how this is going to go now.
Yeah, I really have like no idea like what we're going to be in store for, because granted, you know, and let's go ahead and take a look here at the series layout real quick, because granted, this could have easily have just been it, right? Like there was a point in time in the game where it was close, then it was like 45-41, and you're like, oh man, maybe they can come back, and they were fighting their way back into it. But EnVy were able to find themselves at the end of the game on a regret. But let's go ahead and go all the way back to the start of the series. EnVy toppled Empire Strongholds. They toppled OpTic Gaming 100-13. Then we move over to Rig for a close Slayer matchup, 50-48. Truth CTF 3-1. But then it all became OpTic Gaming's match from there, almost with the reverse sweep, strong side.
Yeah, and taking a look at all these games and the outcomes, I mean, game 1 was pretty much the only blowout. That's where we saw EnVy just kind of go on a tear from the get-go of that game. From then on, Slayers were fairly close. 50-48, 50-47 for Game 7, and Coliseum Slayer 50-41. Still fairly close, but just not a blowout. So definitely you can tell it's the battle of 2 Titan teams just really kind of being pushed up, doing everything they can to try and win this series. And EnVy was able to. Definitely another best of 7. We could see another second best of 7 here. Easily see another second best of 7. And you got to give props here to the OpTic Gaming crew as well, and Snakebite. Hearing him during those listen-ins, you can tell he's struggling there a little bit.
Do you know what I mean? When you hear someone that's like that, and it's like, I can almost feel what it must be like. But